Good evening, everyone. I am Krisholda Trapila, President of Unity Tribe and CITU. Welcome to our event planning meeting. Before we dive into the agenda, I'll let our secretary, Ms. Fiona Bagalay, to check the attendance first.
Thank you, Press. I'll call your name and please confirm if you're here. Amat Charlotte,
Present.
Corbett Yuan Michael,
Here, present.
Lim Juben Mark,
Present, Sec.
Tobes King.
Present.
Great. It looks like we have everyone here. Now let's proceed.
Let's quickly review the agenda for today's meeting. We'll be covering the following points. First is announcing the event date and time, registration details, committee assignments, event proper schedule, budget overview, and sponsors update. The goal for today's meeting is to make sure we're all on the same page with event logistics, confirm committee roles, finalize the budget, and make sure our sponsors are aligned. Does anyone have any additional items to add to the agenda?
Everything's fine to me.
I agree. It looks great.
Okay, if there's nothing else, let's move on.
Okay, so as what Press and I planned, I'm excited to announce that our event is confirmed for December 23, 2024 at 10 a.m. The location will be at Topa Street, Francisca Village, 6th Street, Happy Valley, Cebu City. And we've successfully secured the necessary bookings. I just want to make sure this works for everyone. Any conflicts with the date or time?
Sounds good. It gives us
Yes, I think the timing works for all.
Great. We'll move forward with that schedule. Next, let's discuss the registration process. Mr. Corbett, could you please share the details with us?
Sure. For the registration, we will use an online form and volunteers will be required to fill out their information, including their name, email, and payment method. We will also need to set a registration deadline, which I propose should be on December 20. Does anyone have any concerns or suggestions about this?
I think the online form will make it easier. We should promote the registration link as soon as possible.
Agreed. Let's aim to launch it this week. Now, we need to assign roles to our committees. Here's the proposed breakdown. Charlotte Amat will be on Finance and Logistics Committee, and I'll have the program coordination. And Fiona Bagalay and Mr. Corbett for the registration and guest services. And for the speakers and entertainment, we'll have Jobin Mark Lim for that work for that. And lastly, King Tobes for the sponsorships. Each of you is responsible for leading your committee and coordinating tasks within your group. Now, let's talk about the event itself. We finalized the following schedule. Mr. Lim, can you share the flow of the program to us?
Okay, so first is the registration of the patients upon arriving and starting. Next is the distribution or selection, followed by the inspiration speech from Mrs. Atilo for our cancer patients. Next is lunch. After that, a game for the children to have possible interactions to create a cheerful atmosphere, followed by the closing remarks.
Do you have any updates regarding the program?
Yes, Mrs. Apilos, present is expected. I will be sending out the detailed schedule to everyone later today. We are still finalizing some of the breakout sessions topics.
Great. Thank you for the update. Moving on to the budget, as of now, we have allocated funds for the following areas. Venue is 5,000, speakers 2,000, transportation, 4,000, food and beverages, 12,000, miscellaneous, 2,000. Amat, can you confirm the latest budget breakdown?
Yes, the budget is on track, but I recommend we keep some contingency funds in case of unexpected expenses, especially for last minute promotion or tech equipment.
Noted. Let's ensure we leave room for any unforeseen costs. Now, let's talk about sponsors. We've secured a local government unit to sponsor as of today. I'd like to ask to give an update on the sponsorship progress. Mr. King Tobes,
We have secured a few sponsors, and I'm working on more partnerships. I'll be sending out additional proposal by the end of the week to finalize the remaining sponsorships.
thank you, King. If anyone has any ideas on potential sponsors, feel free to reach out to me or Mr. Tobes. Before we conclude the meeting, I'd like to hear any feedback from the group. Miss Bagalay, do you have any suggestions or thoughts to share?
I think everything is on track, but I would suggest we start testing the technology earlier just to ensure that no last minute issues.
Okay, good point. We'll schedule a tech check in the week before the event. Mr. Corbett, any thoughts?
Okay, I just want to remind everyone that our social media campaign should start soon. Stay consistent with our messaging.
Absolutely. Let's make our messaging is aligned. Mr. Lim, how about you?
I'm excited about the program. I think we should start drafting some promotional materials for the speakers to share.
Great idea. We'll work on that. Mr. Tobes, any feedback?
I think we should focus more on reaching out to local businesses for sponsorship. They might be more willing to support a local event.
Noted. We'll reach out to more local sponsors. Miss Amat, any final thoughts?
Everything looks good so far. I just want to make sure we track expenses carefully as we move forward, especially as the event date approaches.
Absolutely. We'll keep a close eye on the finances. Thanks, everyone. We've covered everything on the agenda. But before we wrap up, Miss Bagalay, it's your turn.
Okay, so everyone, to summarize, the event date and time are confirmed. Registration are opening soon. Committees are already assigned and responsibilities are clear. The event schedule is set. The budget is on track and sponsorship are being secured.
Thank you, Sec. That's all for today. Thanks for the great work and feedback. I'll send a summary of today's meeting and the next steps. Our next meeting will be posted soon. Now, meeting adjourned.